guys, Luke Ballas here, and today I'm going to be giving you guys a new 2019 movie review. Yes, I am finally back to doing my whole, thing, this whole journey that I made, or started, on reviewing 2019 releases from, what was it, May? I believe it was May. From May to November. Yes, that's right. Although I did miss a lot of films to where it could potentially be changed from November to December, because I missed out on a lot of days. Anyway, this film that I'm going to be reviewing is called Ma, an Octavia Spencer movie directed by Tate Taylor, I believe, who directed films like The Help, which also stars Octavia Spencer, as well as The Girl on the Train, starring Emily Blunt. So Octavia Spencer plays this woman named Sue-Ann, who is a loner that keeps to herself in her quiet Ohio town. One day, she is asked by Maggie, a new teenager in town, to buy some booze for her and her friends, and Sue-Ann sees the chance to make some unsuspecting, if not younger, friends of her own. I didn't react to the official trailer, but I have watched it and liked it and enjoyed it, and got me, I will admit, excited to watch this film. However, after seeing this film, I gotta say that this film did not impress me so much. Now, this film does have one biggest thing going for the one person who pretty much made this film better than it could have been, and that's Octavia Spencer. She is, without question, the best part in this entire film. She has the best acting in the film. She plays the best character in the film. She delivers some of the best lines in the film. And she is the most, suspenseful and kind of terrifying part about this movie. She's even more terrifying than the whole movie in general, or at least her character is more terrifying to watch than this entire slugfest. Yes, that's right, it's a slugfest. But despite Octavia Spencer giving us a fantastic performance from her that really made the movie up for me, her performance was just not enough to overcome a lot of the issues that have really tainted this movie for me. To start off my issues with the film, the inconsistent script. The script goes everywhere it just goes absolutely all over the place, to the point where you're absolutely lost with what this movie is trying to say and do with all these characters that we get to see more often. And it's like, what is this movie trying to say? I mean, it felt like this film was directed by a guy that told some of these actors, one of them Octavia Spencer, to be in a certain scenes that really didn't quite mix well with what the story of this film was trying to tell, but fails at. Or this film could have suffered from some studio interference. For all I know, I'm not so sure. But this film really does feel like it's either been interfered by Universal, or if there were lots of things that were messed up by the director for this film. Either way, this film is a mess in terms of the script being so inconsistent and so bad, and the acting, which was so flat, and as well as all the other characters except for one, Octavia Spencer, all the characters were just bland, dull, and forgettable. The only character I will say is anything but those things I just mentioned is probably the girl who played Maggie, or at least the young actress who plays Maggie. She was okay. She was at least the most serviceable out of all the other characters outside of Octavia Spencer's character. But outside of her, all the other actors and actresses, well, I shouldn't say actors and actresses, they tried their best to act out the way that they were supposed to. It's just that it's how their characters are written within this film that just, like I said, tank the movie for me. Ma is the type of horror film that has an interesting idea. Like on paper, you read the script for this film, or the story actually, and you go, okay, that's an interesting idea. It could potentially be a really good horror film, a very suspenseful and terrifying and really creepy and all the other scary shit. But the way that this film has been executed, along with how the script was written and the tone being so incoherent and everything else about it that just goes awry, in terms of the writing and the directing and everything else, this film just falls apart. At least, or especially by, I would say, the middle of this film. And also, the movie drags within the middle of its entirety. There were certain things that drag on for much longer than they should have. Certain things that just don't interest me at all. Certain moments that just don't need to be in the film. And there were certain moments within this film that could have been effective and could have been really terrifying. But they were used in a very cheap, flat, a generic and cliched way for a horror film like Ma. So yeah, I'm just not impressed with this film. It's really disappointing, in my personal opinion. I mean, Octavia Spencer gave a really great performance, a performance that made this film anything but horrible, awful, terrible, and just flat out, just being a flat out dumpster fire. Her performance has made this film to be anything but those things I just mentioned. Still, her performance, her fantastic performance, wasn't enough to overcome some of the backfires on certain things that I have noticed in this entire film that I have biggest issues with. I'm going to give Ma a Silver Medal of Honor. So anyway, guys, that is my review for Ma. I have a lot more 2019 movie reviews coming to you after I'm through with this one. Particularly Godzilla, King of the Monsters. That will be my next 2019 movie review. That'll be my next review for that 2019 film, I should say. Also, I have a video or two that I will get done, that I will be finishing as soon as I'm done with uploading this one. So stay tuned for those as well. Thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, be sure to give it that like button to click, and if you'd like to see future videos from me, make sure to press up there to subscribe, and don't forget to turn on that bell icon so that you'll get notified about my latest videos. Have a great day, and as always, fight the good fight.